Aster's turn to ban.
It's probably a decent match on mid for the Storm Spirit. He does very well against many melee heroes. And obviously an answer to Sniper, which I feel like they were lacking, I think. The mid matchup is probably fine.
I've seen Storm lose mid really hard to Sniper.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So like they could actually opt to put the Sniper mid
10 seconds
carry.
remaining.
Be a very, I think, Sniper matchup bidding against.
5
Is there a
seconds
world
remaining.
you can play a 3 pudge on XXS? Because he has also played that hero in the past, or is that just kind of outdated at this point? We've barely seen it this tournament, where it's almost only carry and mid.
I think what? I think I would be, especially because Monet and Ori are just insane.
Yeah.
And I picture XXS as sort of the team fight hero player, like the Panda that can ban out the Fang or the Mars. They even banning like more and more the Tide. I think they want some AoE control. Last pick on Aster also.
Liquid, by being second pick, will have the ultimate last pick of the draft. You guys need to pick a hero for XXS now. What's it going to be? Like you don't know your carry matchup. So I'm assuming you're trying to pick an offlaner that initiates for your team and maybe has a solution for Storm to an extent, or Sanking?
No. No. You don't want to get counterpicked by Matu and playing a Sync.
Yeah, so
Casual Visage.
10
Visage?
seconds
Okay.
remaining.
Any melee strength hero.
5 seconds remaining.
I guess Aster's team fight would then not look that good. I'm still curious if Liquid is thinking about putting the Lash Track possibly on Matsu, but I think it's almost 99% on Zai. Multiple times.
Like Dawnbreaker against
Dawnbreaker's still
Killer.
Liquid might ban it though.
Yeah. Dawn for XXS is definitely an option. He was banned last game as well by Liquid. It's kind of going down the list again. I wonder if there's anything else they have their eyes on as a potential threat that Aster might go for, but yeah, Dawn seems pretty solid.
Also in the pool even. So Brood is out, Enigma on Mars, Pango,
Team
Tide. So many
Aster's
good
turn
back.
to pick.
And
They will rate the Visage higher. Okay.
Alright. Toby got it.
It feels like Dawn is a nice, like, layer of protection for the Sniper later on as well. Like, it could be the difference maker about whether he stays alive or not if he gets jumped by, like, Storm Tusk. All can buy some time. You also have the hook,
10
obviously.
seconds
Right, and
remaining.
you have the... If it gets really crazy, maybe you can get it as
5
bows off, but
seconds
most of the
remaining.
time that's going to be tough. So what do you feel? Oh, you like the Visage, and now that's not an option for Aster anymore, so what
I
option
don't really like Dawn. The only thing left.
Still the best one?
I'm not sure what else is even still left in the pool. And you have to consider that Liquid has the ultimate last pick again.
I'd say I've seen Lone Druid do pretty well against Dawn in games that I've watched. Not really here at TI. I don't think it's been a common matchup, but just high-ranked top games, Lone Druid fares well in that lane a lot of the time. Are you thinking about Lone as Aster? You probably are, right? As an option here for Liquid. So is that a concern for Dawn, or is it still just the best choice you have and you just kind of have to deal with it?
I think you just have to pick it.
This is still the Underlord that he has.
Team
Maybe
Liquid's
it's a top 9
turn
pick,
to
but
pick.
it's
Omni Knight. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's it for? Marcy or
Takiro.
Jakiro?
So this is a Matu hero, right? Lone Druid, you're saying? What do you guys think of
10
Spectre?
seconds
Good
remaining.
against Sniper, good against like pure damage through Omni Knight's
I
ult.
think they have bug
5
problems.
seconds remaining.
Pudge is too good against that?
Yeah, they need someone
They
to
need
fill
damage
Pudge.
for punch.
Yeah, the Lifesteal Arsenal. The Spectre is not really needed because you already have the Storm against the Sniper. You could double counter him, but I'm not sure also how. Like, Spectre is a pretty outdated hero.
Is there actually even a carry left that counters Pudge on that matchup? Ursa, Bloodseeker, and Lifesteal are the 3 best. They're all gone. Something like CK can sometimes overpower it, but you're still against Flesh Sheep and you're against GA, so that's kind of worry.
Yeah.
That's a
not a
concern.
good CK.
You have no dispels whatsoever in this game. I actually really like this last pick from Aster, given that they won't have ultimate last pick. I think it puts a lot of pressure on Liquid to find a hero that might not exist.
Morphling is the perfect hero, but Matu doesn't play it.
Matsu plays more? No? Maybe he hasn't played this tournament. He definitely plays it.
Yes. I mean, there's always like, depends what you practice the last couple of months and how confident you're on it. In any case, is this an offlane Omni, you think? Or X against Mars? That's actually like still not obvious.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily.
Oh, what if it's an Ori
Sounds
Sniper
like
and
offlane Omni.
carry Marcy with Omni support? That's also an option.
All right, looks like
Probably
they
not
made their selection. They're going to wait till the last second. The whole gyro meme. I believe is what Blitz said. To make Insania sweat a bit.
Oh, the one
playing. Okay.
Nice call, Toby.
Toby proven.
Well, you said it was the best pick, but you also said he wasn't playing it, so you get 1 point out of 2. That's
Matu
still
was
pretty good.
laughing, so I think
he's like,
understood.
it's perfect.
So it's like, I don't play this hero, guys.
Toby on the case predicting every hero.
This draft you get.
So it's a 5 Omni Pichu. Offlane Marcy X success. Or mid punch.
Or mid punch exam. I think Liquid's draft, honestly. It's confident morphing pick. I think it's a very good morphing game. Also, like for the slash, boxing test. To see how this mid match will go in the end. The Storm against punch, but Liquid's draft is.
I like Liquid's draft. So.
Damn good at this morphing last pick. Got them.
How do you think Marcy Sniper fares against Lesh Tusk? I feel like that might be the lane to watch here. Is that clearly favored for either team? Assuming it's, or sorry, I said Marcy Sniper, sorry, Sniper Omni. Do they have the tools necessary to lane
Sniper
against
Omni
Lesh
should
Tusk?
do very well in this lane. Unless they get out.
And Marcy and Annie lane.
Yeah.
I think that's what we've learned at this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this hero is still bonkers, I guess.
Plus 4 Jakiro, by the way.
Yeah, so Marcy Jakiro against Morph Maiden probably is going to be a farming lane, largely, right? But the Omni Sniper is definitely an oddball.
I guess the Marcy is also like not counted in any Venus game, except the Morphin Baby. I'm not sure what the lane goes like, but these Marcy games.
So Sir Action Slacks, I believe, is with us here with a nice interview before game number 2. What's to say?
Prepare for battle.
不要凶嘛，我不是故意的。
每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。
不要凶嘛，我不是故意的。
感谢大哥送的人头，比心哦。
3, 2, 1, adiós.
我正补，我反补，我正补，我又反补啦！我正补，我反补，我正补，我又反补啦！
3, 2, 1, adiós.
30 seconds to battle.
Hello, Sunsfan. Thank you. Liquid versus Aster, game number 2. And we're going to see a Matu morph, as we already discussed. We're going to see Omni Knight support, which is a hero that didn't exist until recently, it feels like. Tell me what this hero offers.
Yeah, so Omni usually will, on level 1, skill Hammer of Purity, which is also what he has done here. So it's his trading ability in lane. You just do some damage and effectively trade HP off you, bring your tangos yourself, and you try to trade with either the enemy support or the enemy offlane or whatever is better. And then later, okay, that's a start from Ori.
Yep, the hook looks good. He's all warmed up from game number 1.
Yep.
But just give me Pudge. This is an elimination game. Give me Pudge. I want to have fun.
I will say, to be honest, this has been one of Ori's most impressive heroes to watch this year. After it became relevant as a core hero, he's been one of the standout players on it. So I think after confident in him running that. To finish off on the Omni thought, aside from this early laning trading that he does here with Bo3, who's pulling the wave, what Omni is going to offer is a lot of defense. It's one of the most defensive supports in the game. You have a strong heal, you have a Dispel that gives regen, and your ulti, obviously the full physical block, which Liquid have done a very good job at, you know, with their lineup. They have solutions for Guardian Angel. Okay, Ori.
Yeah, he pops Fairy Fire, so he's going to live as a result. Matu getting pretty low in the bottom lane and Zai getting low in the top lane.
And if only there was a Bloodseeker in this lane, he would have a million move speed right now, but...
talk to me about the mid matchup. So Ori on the Pudge, Mickey on the Storm Spirit. Pudge is just we've talked about this hero a lot, but very level dependent.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's being played in core gets benefited from his passive, which is now an active. He has great base damage. He can write good pack animation. Like, it's really hard to deal with this hero.
Radiant's courier
I think-
has been killed.
I think this lane is pretty dangerous for Storm, because if you do get hooked, you have no way of repositioning yourself. You have 285 move speed, so you can never outrange the Pudge.
Yeah.
Even if you Vortex, the slow isn't enough, slow yourself, so it's kind of a balancing lane where Pudge needs to gauge whether he can go for a kill or not. And if he can, and lands a hook, he probably just gets it. Oh boy, insane.
Yeah, dispose, and first blood this time goes to Aster.
Look at that, it's the same as last game. Marcy jumps maiden and kills her in the same lane.
Marcy is, I mean, I talked about it. Wait, Primal Beast wasn't banned at all? Or was
Nope.
that in the second?
He was ignored,
Just
I think.
Completely ignored. Wow.
I believe so.
Yeah, Primal Beast and Marcy, we were both expecting to be the most picked / banned, but to get through at this late in the tournament, shocking. Yeah, and
There's that trade-off. Ori's going for it.
The rod, we got a TP coming in, but Bo3 is a little too late. Gets the ice shards off.
He's level
Water
1
Rune is
though.
popped by Ori, and it looks like he's fine. Wants a high five. Will he get a high five back? Bo3 just focusing on CS.
Oh, this is concerning for Liquid. Once Ori gets going on this hero, he has the ability to completely take over games. He's gonna now go and get the bounty rune for a refill.
Oh yeah,
Also
what a
gonna
hook.
hook the Centaur for some added benefit.
Great
He's gonna
hook.
get a Tango, a Heavenly Grace. Everything to make good old Pudge happy here. And yep, that solo kill mid is enormous. He's 600 net worth now ahead of that Storm. And the level advantage is nothing to ignore either. When Storm hits 6 after Pudge, he's constantly at risk. Any connection on a hook is a kill. You can even just walk up and dismember him if the lane positioning is unfortunate for Mikko. He's not paying attention or being careful enough all the time. Yeah, it's scary. This mid lane start for Liquid,
This is
definitely
not
not
even
what they were
taking
hoping.
into account that there's a Marcy on your team that has not even bothered to help out in mid lane, but they don't need to, because he's winning that, and now they're going to go on top of Insania again as Matu trying to deal some damage to Boboka, but it looks like Insania will be the death for Liquid again. 0-2 thus far in this lane.
Made Morph just not the strongest of lanes, especially in the early levels. Liquid obviously acknowledging that Morphling has a good core game, but the Marcy Jakiro lane, insanely strong matchup. You're gonna hit level 3 now as well, Ori will. Water.
Right, they're gonna go on top of the Monet here. Looks like they'll find the kill first before Zai ends up being the trade. Favoring Liquid here.
Yeah.
Siamese Cat trying to harass Bo3 away. Well, XXS tries to go for a cheeky rebound play, but Matu, as long as you get that strength off, you're not gonna die in all likelihood. Ori, like you said, level 5. Almost level 5.5 as Mickey just hits level 5 now, so he will have a kill opportunity. See how passive Mickey will be at that point.
Monet is doing some serious damage to Bo3, not enough though. And, you know, this lane from Liquid, it's really fun to watch this lane because it feels so different from most of what we've seen. Not the Lesh Tusk is pretty common, right? But the Omni Sniper might be the first time this tournament this lane is even played, I would imagine.
Radiant's bottom
It's
tower
very
is
special
under
in the
attack.
sense that Sniper has basically no way of repositioning himself, but Omni can make you strong enough to maybe stand your ground, even against Tusk Lesh. As long as there's creeps around that can eat part of the Edict, which, by the way, Zai isn't even skilling. He's going Lightning Storm stun for now, but Edict will be coming later. Perhaps it's enough. I also wonder how comfortable Liquid are playing against this matchup and Omni in general.
Bo3, he's in a rough spot, gets off a nice ice shards though. Bo3, one of the best Tusk players in the world, of course. We've seen this time and time again. Death in the eye is hooked onto the range creep.
Yep. Might have wanted the siege actually, but
yeah, possibly. Either way, the next creep should get him to level 6, and that is where Mickey has to be extremely careful. Ori's taking a lot of damage here. So he has 10 wand charges right now.
it is power rune time though.
Yeah,
Gets 6, and he's gonna go for it right away.
Immediately, here comes the snowball to try to cancel, but the damage is already done on Mickey. Another TP to come out from Insania. Mickey dies first though, as Boboka is the one technically getting credit for that one. Zai in the meantime has to TP back to Fountain in the top lane.
Yeah, so the trade-off here is it's a 1-for-1 kill, but Liquid have to bring 2 supports mid to get the trade, and obviously that leaves their side lanes exposed, and Aster identify that and immediately take advantage of that top. Lesh is not a good hero 1v2. This hero thrives on playing with ideally a melee 4 that can set him up and tank some damage, go first. Once that's out of the window, even a lane like Sniper Omni can actually just bully you out. Put on a little bit of a Hammer of Purity and a Shrapnel and just run Lesh down, and he has to back, so...
Talk to me about back to Pudge, of course.
Yeah.
Stop talking about this fat guy, but
Understandable.
Ori has his phase boots. He's going for the casual cloak into Ag. That's really fast.
Yeah.
Is that because he's owning right now?
It's that, and he has Omni, right? I think that that extra layer of protection really helps in speeding up your hero going for a faster pace, so I don't mind it. We've seen some different builds on Pudge. We've seen Blink Rush was popularized, especially in the China region earlier this year. Cloak into Axe has been run without Omni as well, so it's not like a first time. We've seen Hood into Axe. Let's see. If he dies once, he might just buy a Hood for value. But as long as he's balling like this, I mean, he has died once. If he dies again,
yeah, but that death, it was a good trade.
It was a trade. It was fine.
Is under attack.
Oh, close to hitting that hook on Mickey. Had the ward seeing Mickey's movement, which he's now going to ping, is like, why on earth would Ori ever hook here unless he saw me on a ward? But Ori did not count correctly with the... didn't account for Storm's slow movement speed and threw the hook out too early. Mickey obviously not even having boots will make that movement.
Imagine being that slow and it benefiting you as Mickey gets on the Electric Vortex. Boxy is here as well. Ice Shards to connect onto Ori. He's stuck here. Gets off the hook though. Instantly cancel on the Dismember, so no kill comes out from Aster this time. But that is a haste rune.
This rune is insane on Pudge.
Indeed. And just like that, Mickey zips as far away as he can, knowing that he can't really contest here.
Or he's going to see Boxy. He might just go for it. So keep in mind, Ori's going for a pretty standard Pudge build here. He's going 1-3-2, which means when he activates Flesh Heap, it blocks all of the self-damage from Rot. His spell gains so much from the second point. And when you have that haste rune, you can just run at people with Rot and Flesh Heap on the duration, usually enough to find a key kill fight. So you've got to be very, very careful as Liquid around the map right now.
Yep. And they actually just drew. That was Boxy. They know that this gank attempt is happening. Zai TP's out. Good attempt from Ori.
Yeah, good read
from
from
the haste now and get back.
Great read from Zai to TP there, because I think a lot of players in that situation just start running, leaking out from running. Aside from the obviously Pudge connection there, so he knew that that was a haste play coming in when Sniper started playing aggro, and instantly, well done. Still a very Aster favored early game. Last game was a lot more even at this point.
But with
scary.
all this movement, it's kind of created some space here for Matu to catch up a bit. He's top 2 net worth right now. Off to a pretty good start. Of course. Oh, he's going straight Lincoln right away.
Middle
First
tower
item.
is under
This
attack.
is like super old school.
Pretty old school. It's not a build we see as commonly right now.
Sania is eventually, surely Crystal Maiden doesn't run away from somebody. Surely he is dead. They want Ori, try to get these Flesh Heap stacks. Hook connects, and Ori gets another Flesh Heap stack to his name, which is now at 3. Yeah.
That might be the longest that Maiden has escaped from a gank ever.
That was like, I thought it was slow motion.
Yeah.
Big zip in with the connection from Boxy. They're focusing on Bo3. They get him. They get a little bit low on mana as Ori is now TP'd in for a connection of their own, faking the hook. Not going to go for it.
That was with the power rune picked up from Mickey. He got a double damage, and that enabled that play to be very swift. So immediately converting that to a support kill. Not the biggest, but it's still nice for Liquid to force rotation, if nothing else, from Aster. They do get the TPs in toward mid, which I think arguably are worth more than the kill itself in that instance. Getting Ori as well as Pichu's TPs on cooldown, which could potentially open up for something here up top. Boxy is thinking about it. He's getting level 6 from the next creep in Fog. Pichu in a very good position here, covering Monet, and it is a difficult kill. Keep in mind, if he Heavenly Graces at the right time and removes multiple abilities, Monet just gets that bit stronger. That could keep him alive. He also has Raindrop and a decently charged up wand. This play probably does not actually exist for Liquid. Hook, Matu with a quick wave form.
Just go for the tier 1 tower. On top of the Omni Knife potentially. Gets off the Heavenly Grace, but Boxy, he's the one kind of isolated right now. The snowball is going to buy him a little bit of time, but he's just going to get right-clicked by Monet. Really easy kill here from Aster.
And Liquid even brought a Maiden for that just to die in a 2v3. That feels really bad.
Middle tower is under attack.
You're the one allocating resources to try to threaten the sniper, and he's just standing his ground, showing to be way too powerful with the Omni Knight behind. They've settled for trying to go on the Omni, but just not possible.
Oh, we got Ori. Gonna get the Dismember off, but that's against another punch named Matu. Trying to get a little bit of damage. Chris getting ice path inside the macro fire, hook back into the fray, and down goes Matu. Zip back in, but now the Heavenly Grace comes out as Mickey has to walk away in shame. Aster here in numbers, not that they see in
Radiant's
but
bottom tower is under attack.
He's got no resources. He's gonna
Illusion.
for a few pins, but now he's
Still jukes in slow motion, but that's here. And again, he is lucky. A little bit of space.
Someone beat him 2 minutes ago, but here we are. He actually counted him for a good half minute there. Hey, dude, that feels pretty good, actually.
Sure. Connect to he's gonna get put down in oblivion, but Ori is coming into the fray as well. He's gonna get stunned right off the bat. It's the 3 versus 1 against this tanky punch. Splitter connects. This is gonna be a huge kill for Liquid if they're able to grab him, and it looks like they will. A little bit late on a Heavenly Grace for Siamese Cat. So 2 core kills for Liquid.
Yeah, and a tower. That could not have gone any better. And not a ganking duo you would expect in that instance as Monet. It's the Lesh Morph gank in the side lane, and the TP too late from Ori, and Omni Knight did not have one, I believe, so couldn't show up and protect in time. A big moment for Liquid, just recovering a lot of their early game deficit there with 1 swift move. They find 2 cores in a tower. Doesn't get much better than that.
That was a savior-friend syndrome domino effect, something. But on the bright side for Aster, Ori is more than halfway to his Ags, and once he gets that, against a Lesh, against the Morph, this Morph, right? The health reduction. Actually, can't remember anymore.
Yeah,
that was changed.
It should favor Aster.
So a really good fudge Ags.
Radiant are scanning.
Very happy all the time, don't they?
They do. I mean, it did win game 1.
That's that'll help. Indeed.
Come and fight me.
That's not able to connect
Radiant's
here.
courier has
But yeah,
been
I mean,
killed.
this game was definitely Aster favored, but that one move, it felt like it brought Liquid back into the game, and it's essentially even for net worth-wise at least. See, Zai's still working on the Bloodstone. Obviously, position 3 is not going to farm nearly as fast as the usual mids that we've been seeing. Mickey relatively close to finishing the Sage Kaya. Of course, on Matu's side, let's go back to this Lincoln Sphere. This is like a Dota 1 classic. Literally every game you buy this first item. And then early games of Dota 2, it kind of transitioned over.
Dire's top
Disappeared
tower
pretty much.
is under attack.
I don't remember why. Just more items were added.
Yeah, a lot of the times you would see now, I think most Morphlings buy Falcon Blade into something else than Lincoln's. There's like plenty of item builds you can go on this hero, but I'm just looking for the reasoning for the Lincolns. If it's, is it Dismember? Is it Dispose? Okay.
But there's 3 members of Aster. He doesn't seem to give a crap about it. There's the Guardian Angel, and Mickey's just going to get punished right off the bat. And Aster super happy with this exchange as Insania baiting them into a potential chase of the lifetime again, but they will give up on that.
You can't underestimate how much Omni does in these situations. If you're jumping a support and you're like, man, he's low, I can get this kill. Omni casts Heavenly Grace and the level 1 Purification, and Baboka all of a sudden wasn't even remotely close to dying. Yeah, but Mickey needs backup. This is not the greatest Storm game to solo kill in, because the enemy supports are actually relatively tanky, right? There's a Jakiro, there's an Omni.
Dire's middle tower
If you want to get a solo kill on either, you really have to burst your entire mana pool away. Then might not even be able to get out afterwards, so might have had to wait for the Sanj Kai there. That could have made the difference, potentially.
Ori destroying an illusion here as we're going to see a bunch of items picked up. So Bloodstone for Zai, and we saw Ori's Aghanim Scepter now being completed.
Pudge is insanely strong right now. He's easily the strongest hero on the map. If he has Omni Knight protection and he gets Flesh Heap off, I think Liquid genuinely can't even kill him with 5 heroes during the duration of Flesh Heap plus Heavenly Grace. So they've got to be pretty strategic about how they approach this fight. Ori has queued up his next item. It's going to be the Blink Dagger. So, well, they are going to go on him top here. Flesh Heap is
gonna try for it. Ice Shard's blocking him in. Nobody nearby, but he's going to get the Dismember instantly canceled thanks to the split Earth from Zai. But this rot is decimating them as Zai forced the TP out, but the hook back in. Split Earth is coming. He's faking it out. Doesn't do enough damage though, as Zai can just be walked down on. Ori with another stack of Flesh Heap. That's up to 7.
Yeah. They need more heroes than that. That doesn't cut it. It looks juicy, right? It looks tempting. He's even half duration Flesh Heap when they initiate. All it takes is for one support to show up and Ori can clean house there, and that's...
And Aster probably back to 2K now.
It feels like Liquid will not make that mistake again. It's kind of like you're testing the limits. Are you able to pull that off? The answer is no. Next time you're bringing probably the Storm or the Morph to make sure you get that done. But it's a costly learning experience. It's 2 heroes dead. It's almost a mid-tier 1. It's more Flesh Heap stacks like we talked about. Yeah, something else I guess we didn't mention. Marcy with Pudge is pretty interesting too, just for the rebound move speed. This hero isn't too fast, but effectively giving him haste when he initiates, if he jumps on him. XXS will finish the tower here, no problem. He's very safe with Omni behind.
Rebound, looking for an opening, but none to be found yet. He's shown, but no Blink Dagger yet there for the
Not too for standard move here. Items to get against Pudge, Ags. The stat steal is very powerful, and you steal stat resistance as well, so you can maybe lock onto him and bring him down. It's the linkage that's a little bit unusual, I would say. Maybe we're talking about that a bit too much for. It's not like
bring it up for the 3rd time.
It's not like an insane rarity, but I think a lot of players in this spot would have gone for a cheaper build-up with Falcon Blade into the Ags, or maybe
well, I would say
maybe it's a Manta game. I don't know.
First item variant. There's Dismember, there is...
That's
Assassinate.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
I mean, that's one argument, is Lincoln's is extremely good when there's only 3 things that can.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's also a feel-good item in terms of like being full health and mana when you're pushing around the map, in terms of farming. It is a good item on the hero, but...
Hunting a sniper, but he has a lot of distance there. Bo3 looking for an opening.
Courier has been killed.
He has the pike though. This is not easy for Liquid, and he's not even going to get caught. They're spam pinging it out. They know.
Good awareness there from Aster as their lead continues to grow. Now at 4K with the Blink Dagger now online on Ori. Jump in. I would assume a BKB would be next.
Let us fight.
Zion Bo3 have to try to Aster at bay a bit. Conversation against.
Yep.
Who does it benefit?
The tier 5 neutral item. Roche.
The same joke every time. Eventually somebody will laugh.
That's the thing though, when you get toward the end of the tournament, you run out of content, right? It's the same with the teams. But actually, drafts have been pretty creative today, so that's been pretty cool. Roche, I guess if Bo3 had more levels in tag team, probably the Radiant is the faster Roche killers, but overall, Marcy will always be one of the best heroes at doing it as a core. Level 2 Unleash with 4 in Sidekick. Speaking of which, Mickey! Oh, quick reaction.
Just in time. Wants to get a little bit aggressive, but he's outnumbered.
We'll get out of there.
To get out.
Good. If that could have been released. But yeah, I guess either team can Roche relatively quickly if they find 1 or 2 core kills, and that looks to be the game plan here for Aster. They're rotating top to start taking control of this area so they can start threatening Roche. And if Liquid are showing 2 cores on the enemy side of the map or something like this, you could just sneak it with Marcy plus Sniper, I guess. I guess actually, they're pretty good at killing it. So, both teams looking at it more and more. Yep, there we go. They see cores bottom. Well, it's only 1 core in the Lesh, but let's see if he pops the Unleash or not. XXS is holding on to it, so this will be a slower kill than what it could be, but does offer the protection of, in case a fight breaks out, he has that BKB Unleash, which is very, very powerful. And yep, Aster know that They don't need it at all to kill. They will grab it.
Is under attack.
So it's going on Monet again, like last game. Could have seen it on Pudge in this one, honestly. I
could've.
definitely think Ori is in a position to just go crazy with an Aegis, but rather protect Monet.
Yeah, Monet always gets the Aegis. For the hero. The high ground, the hook connects. What? The Insania trying to get away, but some good moves. Not going to be enough, though. Split Earth onto the snipers. The rest of Liquid trying to get away in this bot lane. Shrapnel slowing him to a crawl. Zai continuing to get headshot. Do they have the stun? They do. Ori with a double kill across the map. Now top lane. Looks like Liquid want to try to get something out of this.
Mickey's out of mana.
He is. I don't know if he can get this kill. Has to TP out. Will live, but no kill for Liquid at all.
If Aster had any TP with a stun there, that could have been a dead storm, but they're all on cooldown or unavailable. So Mickey, I mean, that was just a full-on global fight, top to bottom to top again. Very understandable that Mickey tries for it with how many heroes from Aster rotated, but again, Storm just doesn't have enough in the tank to solo even the Jakiro.
That's who they want. Boxy has the Blink Dagger, Walrus Punch as well, but XXX gets off his BKB and Unleash, and now he wants to fight because Ori has come to play. Matu, nice save on the Boxy. It's going to cost them the Crystal Maiden again. It could have been a lot worse for Liquid. Aster keep their position 3 Marcy alive.
All things considered, that was not too terrible. Matu showing up with the Axe there. Definitely helping out against the Pudge.
They're trying to take out the Omni Knight. The hook from Matu. That is enough for a kill, but the instant initiation from Ori. They delete Boxy from the map, so it's a 1-for-1 in this little mini engagement. XXX, he's going to get split Earth with Matu just right-clicking him. Looks like that's going to be enough with the adaptive strike as well. Aster, like they're going to retreat despite having the Aegis for another 3 minutes.
Nice dodge on the hook there from Liquid. Both of their heroes sidestepped it to the right. If that connects, this fight is totally different, but they dodged that Ori play. And also great play call there from Mickey to go for the Omni in this situation. It's not an obvious move that you're able to pull this off, but with the hook connection from Matsu, they get that kill. Sure, the trade-off for the Tusk isn't the best, but it's good enough. When Omni's out of play, suddenly you can access new targets. You know there's no BKB on XXS, and that dodge on the hook, crucial for how this fight plays out. Zai would have been in a very precarious position there. Run away set.
We joke that Matu doesn't play Morphling, and he's not really, he's playing Pudge. Right? That's probably the reason he was playing. Getting that Scepter and big juicy flow. How fast does he get that?
This'll come in handy.
Then he's steps this because it's a
Radiant's
strength hero.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, it's very mean.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still part of that Ori does have. We cannot forget Adders in this instance, because even if Morph steals away a lot of Pudge's tank ability, Pudge is there, or Omni's there to return it to him. True.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Be a tower for Aster bottom. Zaya's doing a lot of damage top from the fog with Edict.
Radiant are
Kind
scanning.
of what it feels like he needs to do at this point. It's only a 3k lead though for Aster, but again, with the Aegis pushing out, knocking on the high ground on tier 3 bottom.
A slightly different vibe to this than the last push they did last game in a similar situation.
Dire's middle tower.
Like they're in a stronger
Side picks. She didn't get last game, so definitely expedite the high ground offense.
Is under attack.
Top lane was being pressured a bit by Mata, actually forced out of fortification from Aster.
Boxy there.
Ori, he wants to go in deep. Instant initiation, counter initiation from Liquid. Snowball connects the zip in by Mickey off the BKB as well, but he gets dismembered. He's gonna die inside the BKB. No! Zips away with just a sliver of HP. Now can go heal up in the fountain. Now that the BKBs are down on Aster, but the hook comes out from Ori. Zai gets off the Bloodstone, but it matters not. The rot is too powerful. Now this Rax is under peril.
They're still pretty sustainable, Aster, with the Omni Knight. A lot of the time, Storm in situations like this can start finding kills when heroes stick around for too long, but Aster are not phased, they're not worried. They have enough in the tank to keep the heroes safe. You even see the salve here from XXS going to be up to full health again. And it's like nothing happened for Aster. The only thing that's really on cooldown here that matters is the Marcy BKB.
Oh, the blink hook. Dismember, death for Insania. Aegis is down, but this is going to be a full set of racks now. Ori has a BKB. I mean, not that they could kill him anyway before that.
Yeah. I guess the silver lining here for Liquid is that Mickey survived because of the status resistance and Kai Assange, right? He would have died to that dismember otherwise. So, I mean, it's a very thin silver lining. It's like, it could have been worse, but essentially you got basically nothing and lost a full lane. Aster are gonna start looking to push out the other 2 lanes on the map to keep this pressure. Now, bottom lane's going to be a constant issue that Liquid have to deal with to get pushed out, and that means Aster will look to push out mid first and actually making a rotation toward top, feeling like they could find Mickey up here. This time he will have BKB again. It's been that long. Pichu is taking the outpost. That will be a giveaway to Mickey that they clear. He also has a ward there, keeping him safe.
Ori is eyeing a Shiva's as next item.
He is. It's kind of incredible that Matsu is higher net worth than him, actually. I just looked and I was like, that's very surprising. Ori has 10 kills
Doesn't feel like it.
and like 200 CS,
Well,
but Matsu has almost 300.
He did go
with
Lincoln,
farm.
so it's not really a damage build.
Right.
But now he's going Scotty. He's only a point booster away. But I feel like it's going to be one item on top of the Scotty before he's really dishing out damage, like a butterfly or whatever he wants to end up going. I mean, is there any... I'm not going to go BKB. Just wait.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, you probably
Radiant's
don't go
top
BKB at
tower
least
is
yet.
under attack.
I don't know what the best option he has really is. Can you even go like Daedalus after this? Just really hard commit on the damage part so you have a way of killing Pudge? Because I feel like that's what this game comes down to right now. For Liquid, the problem is they don't kill the heroes they need to kill. Aster's lineup's just way too tanky.
Dire's middle tower.
But they're going to go up without Aegis. Almost landing the hook. They're already trying for a blind one into the tree line. This is a possible fight for Liquid because there's no Aegis this time on Sniper, but if Aster continue to have good formation, very good coverage with wards from the right, it's hard to find that attack angle that Liquid need, and Aster are going to constantly pressure this tower with Liquid Fire, with Shrapnel plus attacks from Sniper.
Yeah. Man, they want to get the immediately. Will they get it? The Angel just in time, and Mick has to pop after tying right off the bat, and Matu is dead as well. A terrible fight from Liquid as the BKB come out from Aster. Now they can focus downside. Another kill from Monet. Ultra kill overall. Another hook, he gets it! Mickey completely out of mana as Monet trying to finish the job, but able to split Mickey again, but Bo3 slow to a crawl and a red hit. Monet just sitting in the back while his fat friend does all the work, and he gets 5 to his name.
It's just an insane strategy from Aster, but I really think Liquid's idea of jumping the Omni Knight there feels like the only possible that they can
Radiant's top tower
quick enough to react. I think it was a defensive dispose from XXS that threw Omni away. He gets Guardian Angel off, and the moment that happens, the fight is actually lost. I think it doesn't matter what Liquid do after that point. They just need to try and disengage and look for a better opportunity, but it's too late. They can't get out. Pudge gets on top of them with a rod. There's a lot of heroes. They're going to try here.
Okay. The damage.
Don't estimate Monet. He's just picked up a Silver Head. It's really damn hard. Get the max.
Oh, and there's a double damage.
And there is a Roshan a minute 20, which neither team knows, obviously.
It was the attempt to delete Siamese Cat, but he got off the Guardian Angel.
It's just way too... It's ground. He's pretty tanky, right? He's got Lincoln's, Ag, Scotty, and he turned into Pudge, I think. Didn't matter. It's way too much damage. This Aster lineup just proving to be formidable so far in the game. And if they... Oh,
okay. Insane.
Scouting, he found them.
Up for another 45 seconds. Aster just biding their time. Just want to play discipline. Make sure don't throw any leads.
Here's the tricky part for Liquid, though. If they give away this second Roche, I think the game is effectively lost. but the Roche will spawn before Insania is up. So if Aster are in position at the spawns, they could effectively force a 5v4. Even if it's just the Maiden, it's still a pretty crucial thing for there. It's a Force Staff that's out of play, it's an AoE slow that's out of play. Aster just need to keep scouting it, and if they recognize it, they will be able to grab it for free.
I believe a courier will be sitting in the Roche pit.
Middle tower is under attack.
Doesn't work. Matu will try to force them back. I like this. This is another approach, maybe. Maybe you could defend Roche by pushing bottom. Force a rotation, but Aster just elect to use the glyph here to maintain Roche control, rather than TP back basically any hero that could have defended that tower.
And I think Matu's gonna... Maybe they just give up the Aegis and Shard and try to get a Rax themselves. Matu going to town on this tier 3, but it's gonna force the TP out. Jakiro actually cancels
shards, but Matu will still be scared off, and that is Roche. And now the problem for Liquid is, okay, so it's extremely hard to take this fight that you kind of have to take, so you're going to try to make this split push play, but the only lane you can split is the one that the enemy team has strong creeps in. So Aster just going to force down mid, and the bottom lane will defend itself no problem unless Matu knocks on the front door. He's the only hero that can do anything about it. He's not doing it. Too many heroes missing on Aster, he doesn't feel safe.
Renee with the Aegis, he takes the shard as well, so has the concussive grenade.
Are scanning.
Even more slippery. Looks like the initiations from Mickey are pretty crucial. This feels like a game you'd need to go Ags or something, but he's just getting far away. Actually, the Orchid is a good choice against the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
That is one way to try to counteract, but the problem is he has an Aeon Disc, he has a Force Staff. That's gonna be...
They actually can't prevent him from getting spells off. It's just impossible with the lineup they have.
Need to get a Nullifier, which is very expensive.
Nobody wants to buy it. They have no Dispel for him at all, and yeah, he just needs to not get chain stunned to death and silence. Just get a Force Staff ulti off and a Heavenly Grace, and he's basically done his job. So yeah, so that play is out of the window now too. Pichu identifying that is the one play Liquid had based on the previous fight, and he's eliminating that one. So if Liquid can't force them back, they have no reposition. I mean, they have an offensive Force Staff on Insania. I'm starting to look for kind of desperate approaches because it feels like...
Force Staff into the splitter that is already on the ground.
I mean, otherwise this just happens, right?
Oh my god!
All right.
All right.
That was close.
That hook went right through the 2 polygons that exist for Morphling. Not including the cosmetics, of course. Quick fingers from Matu, but again, they are on the back foot. BKB picked up by Zai.
Yep.
And this is... Like, they have good defense with Lesh. And the Tusk to some degree as well.
They just have absolutely zero map control, right? That's the problem. Bottom is pushing in, mid is pushing in, and top is now also starting to cross the halfway mark. And if Aster want, they can cut the next wave top. So Liquid are completely cornered. I'm just going to turn into Sniper, so taking away some of that agi.
Okay. A little take aim action to himself. A little right-click action from Matu, but I mean, they're delaying it. But again, the lead is still growing in Aster's favor. There's no technical rush for them.
And Aster's probably going to find this ward now, too, that is giving Liquid some really good information, right? Because now this camp is blocked, and they're like, wait, what? There we go. So the last little bit of vision that Liquid had left, given away by the camp itself. And you might wonder, like, why do you place a ward there? Isn't that going to be obvious to the enemy team when the camp doesn't spawn? Yes, but at the same time, it's really not an obvious spot to place it to begin with. So the sentries that you usually put in this area, which you see from Aster, the first sentry that they have did not find the ward, but ultimately they get it.
They jump onto Matu. They're all smoked on the low ground. Overwhelming Blink not quite up yet for Ori, but
this is kind of telegraphed because nobody is... Like, Zai is getting pretty far top.
Yeah,
nobody's showing mid.
Scanned it right now. Trying to delete the ward. They do so. The hook is in, but Ori not able to connect. Aster having to reset. Still with a minute 20 on the Aegis. Now they can just do the old sniper trick again. Get this tower kill. Biggest thing preventing them from getting into the high ground anyway, on top of the split earth, of course.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lincoln's is popped now. Hook not connecting again from Ori, but there's the punch from Bo3 into the hook from Matu. Already half HP on Monet, but again, he still has the Aegis, and Zai getting destroyed. My goodness, he melted. Reason Heal comes out just for a split second, but it matters not. A second death for Liquid. Hook on into Monet, but he gets a concussive grenade off again. And Liquid crumbling here in game number 2. Aster coming back with a vengeance, looking to get the mega creeps. Fireback comes out on Matu. One last potential stand here from Liquid. Okay, not able to do too much. A nice ice path comes out into the dual breath. They find the Pudge finally, but how much is it going to cost them? Bo3 ticking away ever so slowly. Matu, the last remaining member of Liquid after the buyback now. Turns into Pudge, or he's still Pudge in fact. Has the rod, just getting kited. Finally gets disposed back into the ice path, and he's actually staying alive thanks to the strength more. Has to reset back into the fountain. Bo3 has to be careful. This would be a dieback for him. He's gonna tick away.
Matu had 6,000 health because he also had the strength for Pudge.
It's very
kill him, but it
the mega
doesn't
creeps now
matter.
come out. Aster, massive advantage here. GG still not called. It's only a matter of time here. The last tier 4 will fall. Matu and Zai trying to get something up. Really want to kill Monet now that the Aegis is gone, but the ice path is there. Hurricane Pike on top, and that is going to be the death of Liquid in game number 2. And Aster, they come back really nicely to push this to 3 games.
Yeah, that's got to be really good for their confidence. You know, in that first game, the first game was really close.